Shoot interview with Dean Malenko, the one being talked about everywhere, and so much more. Bar wrestling, including yesterday's big-time drop for the all-intergender show, brought to you by Battle Club Pro. Battle Club Pro put on their event right here. It is all intergender matches. It is a war, and it is something different in wrestling. All available at Title Match Wrestling on their exclusive iPay-per-view website. So many people are signing up for all this amazing content. It is wild over there. There it is. It's, dude, the Enzo Shoot interview alone. You get everything like the WWE Network for just the monthly deal. It's 2 free weeks, and of course, 3 months, 50% off. Use code Cronin. TitleMatchNetwork.com. TitleMatchNetwork.com. Coupon code Cronin. That is specifically just for you guys. Nobody else has that deal, and it is freaking incredible. Now there's some CM Punk news to talk about. There's Raw viewership to talk about. And this is going to be something here.
This is Wardlow from AEW, and you're watching The Joe Cronin Show.
A wrestling podcast with attitude.
So much to talk about, I guess. And there'll be videos coming up here or there, probably throughout the day, because there's so much stuff to talk about. Again, very happy with the amount of signups we've seen so far on TitleMatchNetwork.com. They were really nice to me about it, giving us one of the best deals possible. They did that. I've known them for years. They're so good. Sign up now. Let me know. Tweet me. Email me. Let me know what you think about the service. They're really looking for feedback. I can tell you, I've been using the site for months now, so I'm somebody who is a fan of the site. So I wouldn't push this if it wasn't something I loved. This is crazy. All these little promotions throughout the country and the world, really, where these matches take place, where sometimes you see a grainy YouTube video here or there, but in full broadcasted by these independent wrestling shows themselves. It's so good, guys. It's so fun. I enjoy it better. I honestly enjoy it better than the New Japan app, to be honest. I know that's wild, but there's just more content on there. All right, so get to the I plugged it, CM Punk time. CM Punk was asked about the Fox situation. Everybody thinks CM Punk's going to appear at Fox now. It's like every time something happens in wrestling, this guy's going to get brought up. And if he really is never coming back to wrestling, this must enrage him to always hear about these things. CM Punk appeared on the Kevin Bean show this morning in Los Angeles. The show, whatever the hell, I don't give a crap. When asked about the possibility of WWE Smackdown Fox premiere this Friday, Punk joked, "When is Smackdown? Is that tonight?" And Punk was also asked about recently trying out backstage for the WWE with a Renee Young host of a show with Renee Young. That was a big rumor. He jokes again, "You mean to tell me you'd watch a show where I talk about wrestling?" That's what he said. Punk somewhat downplayed the talk of possibility of returning to that role. He said, "I think people have gone crazy with rumors," essentially is what he's saying. "It's taken on a life of its own." Punk said of the rumors on a possibility of a WWE return and a role on the FS1 show, which is the separate show with Renee Young and apparently Booker T. But now CM Punk, of course, being rumored to be involved with that. That's why, he was meeting with WWE recently about this. CM Punk says, "I enjoy The Rock. The Rock in his return Friday. I'm not trying to put this out, but hopefully people don't do this. But do you remember the last time The Rock was in the Staples Center?" He continued, "Let's do it again. When is this show? Next Friday? Dwayne, call me Friday," Punk joked. Just very interesting. You know what I mean? These rumors come up for AEW. He's going to show up. He's going to show up. He doesn't show up. He's going to show up. He's going to show up. He doesn't show up. He's going to show up at WWE here. He doesn't show up. And now Fox is going to SmackDown. Oh, my God, he's going to show up. And it's like it just never happens. And I'm telling you, man, when and if he ever does show up anywhere, the one thing that we can definitely say is that the place is going to explode. Probably. Unless they do it in like, some Bumble Town place, I don't know. That being said, whatever. I don't care that much about the CM Punk news because I'm just so sick of it that I would rather get into the WWE Raw season premiere. And that photo of Lana draped across big Bobby Lashley the other night. Vince must have loved it. I'm gonna go ahead on a limb and say that Vince practically creamed over that scene. He probably just loved it so damn much. Now, they did do fairly well. Monday Night Raw's, well, they didn't do well as opposed to a year ago, right? But, I mean, and as opposed to 2 years ago. But for what they've currently been doing, they did all right the other night. Brock Lesnar's return, plus the Hall of Famers returning, they drew an average of a 2.5 million viewers. That's according to Showbuzz Daily. That's up 16% from last week's 2.2. That's damn good. This week's first hour drew a 2.7. Then the following hour drew a 2.3. It looks like. Last week's hour did a 2.3. This week did a 2.5. And obviously, the first hour of Raw was okay. And then the next 2 hours, to me, were just garbage. Abysmal garbage. I gave the first hour a 7 out of 10. I would give the second hour a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10. I'd give the third hour maybe a 3 out of 10, only because some stuff was like at least entertaining, even though it was dumb and stupid and over the top, ridiculous and chaotic. But they kept it chaotic because they wanted to. A lot of people talking about Joey Janela doing the fuck this shit. Oh, there goes the demonetization of this video. With the superhuman ICP Juggalo guy. And, you know, Joey Janela is not much bigger than him. If you look at it, I would kill Joey Janela in the ring. Like, it wouldn't even be close. This guy is a midget. Joey Janela is a midget. And especially if I get in shape. Like, I bet you in about 3 months, I could get in better shape than Joey Janela is in right now. In fact, I may do that. I may post my before pictures looking slobbery, and then post my after photos, and then on top of things, I'll be taller than Joey Janela. It'll be unbelievable. But no, I mean, come on, man, I'm joking. I like Joey Janela. He's okay. I just don't like the fact that the guy dogged all you guys for the podcast. So now he's going to be something I always focus on and goof about. Because, you know, it's funny, if he'd come on the podcast, it would have been it. It would have been like, oh, man, that was cool. See you later. Just like all the other people. Thanks for coming on. But now because he's like a weirdo, now I'm going to always harp on this guy. It's going to be a fun time. He's the new Ryback. It's going to be a lot of fun. There definitely seems to be a correlation with, like, crazy inflated egos, psychos like this. It's pretty crazy. All right, so all that, there's the two major wrestling informational stories, news, whatever you want me to say, that I wanted to get to. But now it's important to tell you that, remember, tonight is Tuesday Night Throwdown. Because of the change with everything, my channel is going to change as well with all of these new schedules. So right now, the plan is to do this, and I posted this on Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter at CorruptedPod, CorruptedPod on Twitter. Here is my schedule. The new schedule, SmackDown moving to Friday. So Monday will be the Raw review, plus any other videos I post on any of my channels, plus the post-Raw video game playing after the Raw review. Tuesday will be Throwdown now. Tuesday Throwdown instead of Thursday. Throwdown moves to Tuesday night at 10 p.m. on the Corrupted Nation channel. So come on over to Corrupted Nation. Over 11,000 subscribers. It's only been around about a year or so. We've been really pumping it out there. Throwdown on Tuesday nights. And then Wednesday nights will now become the AEW NXT review, the Wednesday Night War review. And then Thursdays, Out of Nowhere happens. So Out of Nowhere now comes out on Thursdays, giving us the ability to review AEW, NXT, and Monday Night Raw, and potentially whatever happened on a Sunday pay-per-view. Kind of break that all down there, or talk about the upcoming Friday night show and Sunday night pay-per-view if there is one that week, or even Saturday show with AEW. So Out of Nowhere is better placed on a Thursday, because on a Tuesday, all we'd have to talk about is what happened on Raw the night before, which is what we already talked about on the Raw review, and what we probably already talked about on the Sunday pay-per-view review and Monday night as well. So Out of Nowhere would kind of be left in the dust with not a lot to talk about if it was on Wednesdays. And on top of that, there's not a lot of wrestling news that seems to come out on Tuesday and Wednesday. A lot of wrestling news comes out seemingly on Thursdays and even Fridays. But so Thursday will certainly be better for Out of Nowhere. So just remember to write that down. Out of Nowhere, no longer on Wednesdays. It will be on Thursdays. But I will be live on Wednesdays, the same thing. So we'll still be live on Wednesday nights, but we'll be live with Out of Nowhere on Thursday nights. Friday night Smackdown review, and then monetize this. We'll see how that goes, but that's the best way to play it right now as far as I'm concerned. Saturday nights, we have Corrupted at 1 a.m., so monetize this running into Corrupted would kind of be a mess, and that's the best time to record Corrupted for me and Bailey especially. So we're just not going to change that. We're just not going to change it. That's basically what it comes down to. So Friday, right now it looks like we're going to start the Friday night Smackdown review at 10 p.m. when it ends. I believe Smackdown ends at 10 p.m. And if it does, we'll start the Smackdown review at 10 p.m. on the Wrestling Channel right here on Joe Cronin Show. And then we'll only be reviewing it for about an hour or less. You know what I mean? And once we're done with that, we're going to switch over to Corrupted Nation, where we will start monetize this. And we'll see how that goes. If something there doesn't work out, we'll adjust as we go. This will be a learning experience for me. I haven't changed things on this channel and in this way, I think, in 3 years. So this will be very, very different. Hopefully it results in more listeners, more subs, more revenue, and more fun. And there's not some kind of hiccup, because that could be devastating to the channel and what I do. But right now it looks like it's going to be a good thing, I believe. It's just going to be about getting people to remember that Throwdown is on Tuesday nights and Thursday night is Out of Nowhere. I'm just a little bit concerned about that audience not translating, so we'll make sure that works out. But I think you guys will be there for that. One more big announcement. Patreon. Guys, I just uploaded Morning Madness on Patreon, but not only that, me and Leah, my wife, our podcast, of course, we've been doing it for a while now, Till Death Do Us podcast, the new episode will be out tomorrow. So make sure your Patreon works, because a lot of cards didn't go through, as it always happens. Also, to the people out there who are not patrons because they either don't like the Patreon app or they just don't like the idea of Patreon, but want to buy episodes and want to listen to these episodes, make your voice heard. I can't tell you enough how many times I tried to upload stuff for pay-per-view and people either didn't do it or didn't realize it or something. If you want to purchase stuff, please let me know in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments down below. Serious people only. If you're like, Joe, I would love to drop $1 or $2 per episode of whatever the fuck it is. I would love to be able to go on joecroninshow.net and go look up episode 33 and buy it or download it or whatever the case is. Please let me know if that would be you. I don't know why people wouldn't want to just use Patreon, because you get so much more and there's so much shit and whatever. But some people don't. And if you don't, I will catalog every episode in a way easily searchable and downloadable and purchasable on joecroninshow.net. So please down below, let me know either way what you would do and what you specifically enjoy or don't like or want or whatever. Even if you're a patron, you can certainly message me on Patreon. That's the best thing, but feel free to write everything down in the comments below. I'm going to be reading every comment on this video. I will read every comment on this video. Try to give me good information, though. Please try to give me good information. Try to give me, like, I would honestly, Joe, I would buy every episode of Morning Madness for $20, or I would buy every episode of Morning Madness for $2 a piece or $1 a piece, whatever it is. But right now, if you're a $5 patron, you get everything and you can download them all. You can literally go to Patreon right now, become a $5 patron, and everything in the $5 tier and below, there's a Dropbox. And you can actually individually buy and download it. I mean, rather not buy, but just download it right there. So for $5, you get 187 episodes of Morning Madness. You get all 100-something episodes of Corrupted Podcast. And you get a bunch of episodes of me and Leah's podcast, and even some Honestly's. So you get hundreds of episodes of everything for just $5, and you can download it instantly to your hard drive. You could cancel your Patreon, and then you'd still have all those episodes. Now, you wouldn't get the new episodes, but, you know, that's That's up to you. But just saying that is the best value there is possible. But I do also want to shout out all the people who go above and beyond on Patreon. You guys keep my channel afloat. Without you guys, there's no show anymore. So there can be 100 patrons of $1, and that's only $100. So it's definitely some of the people, who are in that category. That tier that of the $10 tier and the $20 tier and things like that are very, very helpful. And I see a few declines today, so make sure you guys re-up your Patreons. But 27, Freddie, thank you for being a patron, man. In the producer level, Arknolia Strokelbean, who we need to do our podcast still. Austin Caucci, Awandi Big M, Brian Harper, Chiziknes, Drew Bar 100, Frog Kid Gary, Metzler, Gerald Armstrong, Jabroni Jabber Podcast. By the way, he just put out a podcast on YouTube the other day. Check out Jabroni Jabber Podcast. Jacob, Jason Tarr, longtime supporter. John from ConstipatedRock. John Zippe, Joseph Lightsey, J.R. Ford III, Justin McNeil, Star Scream, Mikey Too Crikey is back. NickY J, Ryan Pelletier, Sith Negan has been a beast. SoCom Kastle, Talk to Me Nice, the Mayin Djinn Abbadon, the Bear 1322. The Bear 1322 has been a bomb, major supporter on Patreon and is, I believe, one of the largest supporters of all time and is. Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Bear, I just want to give you a special shout out, bro. You are one of the top supporters of all time, as well as Justin McNeil. Justin McNeil actually is the #1 guy. So shout out to Justin McNeil. He's the #1 active patron of all time. Justin McNeil supporting with the most amount. Thank you to Justin very, very much, man. That's so crazy. And thank you to everybody. We could obviously use about 3, 4, 5 more producer level people. If you guys want to think about it, check it out. Check out the perks, $25 a month. It's a lot of money. You're helping me out by going to that amount. You don't need to do that. But the Bear, yeah, man. Just wanted to say thank you again to the Bear 1322. He's been here a long, long time. And shout out to my buddy Rastafa. I think he tried to hit me up the other day. I missed him. But thank you for the support as always, man. Good to hear from you. Long-time guy is... It's great to hear from all the long-time guys in the community here. So, again, Final Frontier News was uploaded a week ago, so make sure you listen to that if you missed it. 2 episodes of Final Frontier News. We have 2 more coming. Me and Leah's podcast, my wife's podcast, Honestly podcast with Tommy's coming this week, and I've got more Morning Madness episodes coming as well. And we have a special live party hangout coming this week as well. So much shit going on the Patreon this week. Thanks to DC Derek, who was the largest drop last night. And is there any other wrestling news right now? I mean, I'll probably have some more to talk about in a little bit. They're saying that there's more news on CM Punk, but that the Punk stuff is driving me nuts. I'm so sick at this point. The backstage talk is, you go to the WrestleVotes guy, Punk, WrestleVotes, that probably not now, but eventually we will see him back in the company. I mean, no shit. I mean, that's pretty much what we all think. We know that we know for a fact that Punk recently tried out for a WWE backstage show on FS1. That apparently went well, and that happened. So there is validity to this in some way. Punk 100% tried out for the FS1 show. There is no denying that. That happened. So regardless of all the CM Punk rumors and the things we talk about, and the jokes we make about this is getting ridiculous, that Punk stuff did happen. No matter what, that happened. So you can't take that away. AEW rapper Whale, is this Wally or Whale? I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Boy, do I sound crazy. He's a WWE fan, took to Twitter, said he'll be with the Street Profits at NXT Tag Champions Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. He tweeted, "Breaking news, I'll be on WWE NXT tomorrow on the USA Network." So actually, it's WWE NXT's episode, not AEW. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. But is it Wally or Wall? Look, I don't know. Wall-E is a robot that my kids love to watch. Great Disney movie. But I don't know what is really... I don't know how to pronounce his name. Nor do I care to look it up or figure it out, to be honest. But anyway, he'll be on NXT. I mean, that's kind of cool. Street Profits are ready, baby. Montez is tweeting about it. Smoke will be delivered live. I love the Street Profits. They definitely had way too much time on Raw, though, the other night. It's so weird. It's very awkward a lot of times. Like, they're good talkers, but I feel like they'd be better off having a more direct thing to say and then moving on. The hype train is just overhyped at this point, in my opinion. But I don't know, man. That's just how I feel. I mean, maybe people... I know people... a lot of people love these guys. I love them, too. I just don't think that... I feel like they're... I think it's just too much. I think they're saying way too much on Monday Night Raw. That's how I feel about it. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show for all the bonus content that you cannot hear on YouTube. And if you want to support my show and keep my show on the air and keep it going, other than live donations, Patreon's the best way to go. 30 hours of bonus content a month that you do not hear on YouTube. Nobody does that. Nobody does what I do on Patreon. Nobody does it. I mean, maybe a big network or Philip DeFranco or somebody with like tons of people working for him with lots of podcasts going up and stuff. Maybe they do it, but nobody like me, one guy, has a Patreon like this. It's amazing, and I want to thank everybody who's part of it, from Devious Dave Rose, Tommy NC, Justin Bailey, Drew, all the help he's given, my wife, of course, Leah, Jesse J. We did an over 2-hour podcast on his life the other day. It's a little dark, but it's a fun conversation. You should check it out. Just everybody who's always been on there with me to do shows and stuff like that. And, of course, we are looking to bring back the wrestling show. This is War. It's now going to be called TIW Wrestling. And every Friday we hope to record it and put it out for you Saturday. So if you want to support that, a good way to support that would be to donate live or also become a patron, because, people's time, people have to get paid now, and otherwise they have to work their jobs longer, which, very understandable. So you guys, to get that content, we definitely need the funding there, so I appreciate everybody who's been funding it, and we funded this week's next episode, so thank you for that. But I'd like to fund the future ones and everything else, so please, if you like TIW, the former JCS Wrestling, now it's TIW, this is War Wrestling, please become a patron. Let us know about that. We're going to be putting, I believe we're going to be putting on the weekly shows, and then we're going to do some kind of maybe epic pay-per-view or event. I don't know whether we'll put those on YouTube or Patreon. That'll be depending on how that support goes. So I know that this video has really been a little bit of wrestling talk and a lot of like what's going on with me, but I felt like it's been a while since I've addressed like what's really happening, so I just felt the need to tell you guys about everything that's going on. Hopefully everybody watches all this video because it's a pretty important one as far as programming on the channel and everything else going forward. So yeah, so much going on that I thought it was important to state that. And again, here's the schedule. And someone's calling me now, and I'm going to hang up on them. But tonight is Thursday Night Throwdown is now Tuesday Night Throwdown. So tonight is Throwdown over on Corrupted Nation. I hope to see you guys tonight at 10 p.m. Come on over. Let's have some fun, and let's see what let's see what happens tonight on Throwdown for the first Throwdown on Tuesday ever. I'm Joe Cronin. Thanks for being subscribed. Tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your neighbors, and scream at them. Here's some other videos that you might have missed from me recently as far as wrestling is concerned on this channel. Check them out. Binge watch. Keep watching me. Don't go anywhere. You still want to listen to the podcast and play some video games. Here you go.